Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for not allowing my husband's close family to come to my wedding? I, female 25, and my fiancé, male 23, are getting married in April. Until now, the planning has been great. He proposed in last year's March, and I've been planning everything since. One big rule that I had was no kids. I've discussed this with him and he was fine. So no kids under 13 are allowed. So I have a brother that's 13 and my fiancé has two sisters, 20 and 8 months. Yes, the younger was a big accidental pregnancy. So everything was fine till my fiancé found out that there weren't any baby accommodations, and TBH, I didn't even know there was baby accommodations in weddings. But he confronted me and I told him that his baby sister is not coming. 'Cause of the no kids rule, but he said that rule was for guests, and his baby sister isn't a guest, she's family. I love his baby sister, she's very cute, but she's a colicky baby. I believe that's what they call it. She cries and cries all day long. It was so bad my boyfriend and I moved out of his parents' house. His family is now calling me some names for not allowing his baby sister in, but honestly, I will probably only have one wedding in my life, and I do not want to be interrupted by a baby crying while I'm exchanging my vows. His other sister is on my side, and is now persuading them to just get a babysitter. My own parents are also saying that I should just allow the baby since my brother, who's pretty close to the age limit, is coming too. They will try to keep the baby quiet throughout my ceremony. So am I the idiot? Edit. The age limit was not set by me but by my husband. The age limit was decided on that since that's when kids go from elementary to middle, so they are considered teens. Also, my brother will be 14 by the time of the wedding. As for my control over the wedding, I only really have two sayings: the no kids rules and the wedding cake. Everything else is pretty much decided by my fiancé: location, venue, theme, party numbers, and our wedding outfits. Which I'm pretty much against all, but I went along since it's our wedding, so I don't think it's much to not want a colicky baby in the disco-themed wedding. Would like to add that there will be a lot of alcohol as well. Edit. My fiancé is actually not that mad at me after some consideration and actually agrees that having his baby sister there isn't a good idea because of the alcohol. It's mainly his parents who are pissed, not the idiot. Don't know why everyone wants a continuously crying baby at a loud wedding. Maybe because I saw this after the edit, but you've been very reasonable about all other areas of the wedding. I always thought the rule of thumb with relationships is 1 no, 2 yeses, not the idiot. You chose a child-free wedding for a reason, so please stick to it. I read that your SO is now on your page. Good for you. A baby and alcohol and metal music, not a good combination. Hope you have a really good party. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for outing my trans cousin? Last week, me, male 22, was talking to a friend, male 22, who had recently been dumped by his girlfriend who ended up dating my cousin, male 24, and I was laughing at what happened. During the conversation, I told my friend that this was my cousin's first time dating a girl since he transitioned about 4 years ago. He acted weird and had a confused look on his face. He was very surprised as he did not know that my cousin was trans. I thought this was weird as he had worked with my cousin for 2 years at a restaurant, and he always told me how close they were. For context, my cousin had documented his entire transition, FTM, on his Instagram, where he posted many updates on testosterone. He had even posted a picture of his chest post-top surgery. I thought that my friend had seen these posts, since they are both pretty active on social media, and did not know that he didn't. FYI, his Instagram was public, so anybody could look up my cousin's name and find it. A few days later, I got a call from my cousin yelling at me for outing him. Without me knowing, my friend had told a lot of other people that my cousin was trans, and some of his homophobic friends were harassing my cousin. I tried to tell my cousin that I thought everyone knew since he posted the whole transition. He told me that he deleted that Instagram a couple months ago. So we got into an argument over how the internet is forever, and how he never reached out telling me that he wanted to keep his transition a secret. Now my aunt and other family members are mad at me and my cousin and I are not on speaking terms. And to make it worse, he is boycotting our grandmother's funeral since he's so mad at me. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, but the one siding with your cousin against you are. There was no malicious intent, and how were you supposed to know that after being so open about his transition that he decided to IDK what the term would be here? To step back in the closet? Someone help me here. I do feel for your cousin that, for whatever reason, he had already chosen to do this, and screw the people harassing him. This might be a little misplaced anger/frustration on his part, though. You're the idiot. I get it wasn't on purpose and not malicious, but why even talk about someone's transition, personal identity/past/dating life, etc.? Like it's hot gossip? It's not your place to add any casual commentary. You can't assume people know, and it's such a volatile environment right now, yikes. Now, for the next story. Am I the idiot for not providing a definition of a word played in Scrabble until clarifying whether the person was challenging the word or not? My wife and I were playing Scrabble last night. I can't even remember the last time I've beaten her at the game. We've been married for 9 years, and it's probably been at least 3, 4 years, probably more like 5 or 6 since I've beaten her at the game. We hadn't played in a while, so we clarified the challenge rules near the beginning. I was wondering, if when the challenger is wrong, do they lose their next turn? We clarified that a wrong challenge does result in a lost turn. We are nearing the end of the game, and I actually have a little bit of a lead for a change. I put down the word MU. She asks, "What is that?" I was thinking she was trying to gauge my response to see whether she should challenge it or not. I asked, "Are you challenging it?" She responds, "Well, what is it?" Me, "I'll tell you after you let me know if you want to challenge it or not." Her, "It's common courtesy to provide the definition of a word you play if someone asks." Me, "I'm happy to tell you after you tell me if you are challenging it or not." She got upset, saying, "I hate the way you play games sometimes." She just started looking up the definition on her phone. I clarified again, "So does this mean you are challenging it?" Her, "No, I'm not challenging it. I want to know what it is." Me, "Okay, well, it's a Greek letter. I ended up winning the game." She said I was being nasty. I was perfectly calm and just stated that it isn't a part of the rules to have to provide a definition to the word. And by providing a definition before clearing up a challenge, it can tip the person off as to whether it is a real word or not. She got mad and stormed upstairs to go to bed. Conversation continued today. I explained how I was taken aback by her reaction. She says it is common courtesy to provide a definition when asked. She said the conversation triggered her, and that if I continue playing that way, she will no longer play Scrabble with me. She stormed off again when I asked for clarification about how I was being rude during the game. I explained how, from my perspective, I was completely calm and civil, but she just didn't like that I didn't help tip her off as to whether she should challenge the word or not. Providing a definition is nowhere in the rules, but she says it is common courtesy to provide. I disagree because I think that is an unfair advantage in deciding to challenge or not. Am I in the wrong here? Not the idiot. I'm no Scrabble expert, but I think looking up the definition of a word played by another player is considered a challenge. It sounds like you see the game differently. I would suggest agreeing to disagree or decide which is more important. Your principles, pride are this issue, or getting along with your wife, playing future games of Scrabble with her. Not the idiot. Asking for a definition without challenging, or at least waiting until the time you're allowed to challenge has passed, is the same as asking for a consequence-free challenge. If you're just curious about the word, wait until you can no longer challenge or clarify that you won't challenge it, regardless of the answer, before asking, or add it into your house rules that asking automatically forfeits your right to challenge that word. While that may not have been OP's wife's intention, it does look like she's fishing for information before risking a lost turn.